Welcome back. It's Tuesday. It's time for our Tuesday tip of the week. So Metro Detroit golfers, here we go. Last week, we had talked about helping your putting. We used a quarter, smooth out the putting stroke. This week, we want to help you start to gain control of the most important skill in putting, speed control.
Speed, speed, speed. It's like Lightning McQueen, man.
So, if you want to avoid three putting, if you want to make shorter putts, if you want to make birdies, you got to command the speed of the ball. So this Tuesday tip is going to really help you do that. So how can you deliver on all three of those things here today, man? It's Tuesday. See what you got.
This is one of my favorite ones. Thank you to Dr. Rick Jensen. So Dr. Rick is a world-class sports psychologist, and we had the pleasure of working with him. So he introduced this technique called Trickle Swoosh White Mud. So essentially, what the best players in the world are doing when they're out there to control the speed is they're always visualizing the speed that the ball is going to go in the hole at. A lot of times when you might be standing over putts, you're so internal with your thoughts like, oh, I got to keep my head still. I got to keep my elbows tucked. I got to do this. I got to do that. But there's no focus externally on the speed that you want the ball to roll in the hole at.
And then some people are like, don't miss it. The idea of like trying to avoid error, which creates frustration, anxiety, tension, steering, guiding.
You got
all the drama that leads to struggle on the greens. So Trickle Swoosh White Mud is something that is one of our favorites. What's this about, man? How are you going to demonstrate this?
Sweet. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with the first one, which we call is trickle. So if you can visualize trickle speed, think of Tiger Woods, number 16.
Yes.
Augusta National. When the Nike swoosh is just hanging on the cup and it fell in, that's what we're talking about. That's trickle speed. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to hit a putt, but I'm not going to try to really control the speed. I'm just going to picture it, and I'm just going to let the putter swing freely back and forth, just like we did last week with the quarter on top.
I'm glad you mentioned that. So a lot of you at home could be thinking, well, how am I going to do this? We don't want you to worry about that. We just want you to start doing it, and then the how will take care of itself mostly.
Yeah, I'm just going to picture it. That's all I'm going to do, and I'm just going to let the putter swing freely as I do that.
So the trickle is like Tiger Woods, and was that 2005 when he knocked in that chip on?
I don't remember. I just know it was sweet.
So it's going to hang here and bloop, fall right in. Okay, so we tell the kids that we coach at GLA, if you have to ask, like, was that a trickle? We would say keep trying until you know for sure that was. So I would say that was more like the swoosh. It went right into the middle. All right. As you're doing this, we're going to encourage you, please do not try to be perfect. Just keep going until you get it, and you will. Boom. So there's a trickle.
Cool. Let's move on to the next one. Next one is what we call a swoosh. So I think Chad gave him a sneak peek of that. So swoosh, what that speed is, the ball rolls over the front edge of the cup and it just hits the bottom part of the cup liner. It does not hit any of the sidewall. So it's just like in basketball. Shoot the ball, nothing but net. You got it.
Swoosh. Nice.
Swoosh, there it is.
So at home, go until you get at least 2 at each speed. So we did trickle.
Yep.
Then swoosh. What's the third one in line?
Next one is what we call is white. So white is going to be the ball's rolling so fast, it hits the white part on the cup liner, and then it drops in the hole, just like a bank shot on basketball.
All right. So that one was going so fast, it hit the white at home. Go until you get a couple of them. So Ben is now engaged in training where he's changing the speed of the putt. We're going to ask you to do the same. So having said that, now what's the final one?
Final one is what we call is mud. So there's a layer of mud on top of the cup liner. It's about this thick. So now the ball is going to be rolling so fast, it hits the mud on the backside of the cup and then it drops in.
All right. Boom. Different way to make the putt. Okay, so at home, trickle. It's going so slow, it barely gets there, tumbles right in. Swoosh, hits nothing but the bottom. White, off the backboard, if you will, and then mud, going so fast, ramming speed, as they say. Yes?
Yeah, you got it. The cool thing about this is as you're visualizing the speed that the ball's going to enter the hole at, you're constantly visualizing success. So a lot of people that we know, as they're standing over a putt, they're so worried about missing it. Like, I hope I don't miss this for a 5, or I got to make this for a 4, as opposed to just staying internally silent and constantly seeing the ball go into the hole. That will help you tremendously as well. So we promise you that as you use this trickle swoosh white mud technique, you're going to start to make a lot more putts.
I tell you what, go through now. So at first, you're just trying to get a sense that you can change or regulate, control the speed, and more balls start going into the hole because you're actually focused or visualizing that, yeah?
Yep.
All right, so go ahead and just start changing the speed. So the next layer to this would be, once you have control of it, start changing. So we'll watch Ben here, and then we'll just see what the ball does, what speed it's going into the hole at. Call that one mud. Now let's just do a trickle here, switch it up big time. Different way to make the putt. There's no one perfect way. What are you going to do now?
I'm going to go white this time.
All right. Very good. So start off, you can see that we're a foot or two away from the hole here, about 2 feet. Start off close so you can start to see it. Then you can start to expand your range, and you really start to see that you can do more than you think you can do, and it takes away all the clutter, all the thoughts away, and starts to get you focused on the task of making the ball go into the hole at a given speed.
The other thing that you might notice is as you start hitting putts that are a little bit longer, there's a disconnect between intention versus reality. So what I mean by that is you might have a downhill putt, say it's 20 feet that you're visualizing trickle. It might not roll in at trickle speed, but that's what allows you to control the speed the best. It's the same with the uphill putt. You might notice that you're visualizing white or mud, but it rolls in at trickle speed or swoosh speed. That's okay. You just have to figure out, well, what speed do I need to visualize in order to best control the speed on the green?
Very good. So giving you some tools to make some adjustments. Some putts are uphill, some putts are downhill, fast greens, slow greens. You have to have some way, some mechanism to adjust or regulate the speed. We think Trickle Swoosh White Mud does this better than anything else.
You got it.
Cool. We hope this helps you. Thanks for joining us on the Tuesday Tip of the Week. Leave any questions or comments below, and we'll look forward to seeing you next time.